You say I make you nervous, a tragedy.
BTS News Today, Seoul, July 21st, 2025. In a world that moves at lightning speed, where artists are swept into packed schedules and relentless spotlights, sometimes it's the quietest moments that shake us the most. Today, as the golden twilight hovered above the skies of Seoul like something from a dream, a simple event pierced millions of hearts across the globe. Kim Taehyung, better known as V of BTS, appeared in an unplanned live broadcast. No makeup, no professional lighting, just himself and the tears he could no longer hold back. What really happened? For the first 8 minutes of the stream, Taehyung said nothing. You could hear his breathing. You could see the glimmer in his eyes. The background was plain, a room with soft lighting and a guitar hanging on the wall. No music, no filters. Just him, sitting in a loose white t-shirt, his hair untouched by any stylist for what looked like days. Army comments poured in like an overflowing river, worried, guessing, pleading. And then, finally, his voice. Soft, strained. I've been trying to hold this in for weeks, he said, breath-catching. But I knew. You'd find out eventually. The world seemed to hold its breath with him. I don't know where to start, he said again, wiping his eyes with his left hand. Jungkook. One word. One name. Enough to send shockwaves through the internet. For fans, the relationship between Taehyung and Jungkook is something sacred, not just because they've been in the same group for over a decade, but because of the way they look at each other, joke around, support each other, even in silence. There's a strength in their bond that not everyone can explain, but everyone can feel. Yet something had changed in recent weeks. Jungkook hadn't been as active on social media. He missed several big events, including a major international magazine interview. Even during the anniversary celebration for the release of BTS's Map of the Soul 7, Jungkook was notably absent without any official explanation. Speculations ranged from health issues to internal conflict, but no one really knew. And now, Taehyung sat alone, eyes puffy, voice trembling, saying his best friend's name out loud. I think he's been carrying too much on his own for too long, Taehyung continues. We've all been so busy. Touring, solo projects, filming, all of it. And I didn't realize how deeply alone he was feeling. I feel like I failed as his Hyung, as his friend, his voice cracked. He lowered his head, gripping his hair, trying to calm himself. These past few nights, I've slept with notifications on, hoping he'd message me. Sometimes he sends just an emoji, sometimes just a dot. But I know, that's not the Jungkook we know. Taehyung looked straight into the camera again. He once told me, when the world is too loud, I just want to hear my own voice again. But now I'm scared, he might disappear from this world. Those words hit like thunder. Phones were gripped tighter. Armies cried. Some prayed. Others searched, digging for clues, messaging Jungkook's known friends, even calling the agency. HYBE had not released any statement by the time the livestream aired. Taehyung went on. He told me, Hyung, I'm tired of being perfect. I want to be someone who's allowed to fall without being laughed at. But where can I do that? And I didn't know what to say. Because even I sometimes feel the same. The live continued. Taehyung's face looked more and more tired. But he kept talking. He shared little moments. When Jungkook showed up late at night just to sit in silence. Or when he laughed too hard at dumb jokes just to make others feel comfortable. Or when he cried after the Busan concert but hid it with a towel so no one would see. And now, Taehyung said almost inaudibly, I don't know where he is. That sentence silenced the world. Within 17 minutes, the hashtag Where is Jungkook trended in 36 countries. Some armies began mapping out possible locations. Some guessed he had flown back to LA. Others said he was hiding out in Jeju. Someone even claimed they saw him in Kyoto. But beyond all speculation, what felt most real was the sorrow of a friend who realized, too late, that someone he loved was drowning in silence. After the broadcast, Taehyung disappeared from public view. But the video was watched over 96 million times in 6 hours, becoming the most viewed personal livestream in Wever's history. Hours later, Jimin, who had also been off the radar lately, posted a single photo, Jungkook's practice shoes, sitting in the studio, with a small note resting on top. It read, I'm still here. Just need to be away a bit. No emoji. No tags. Just that. And it was enough to make countless armies cry in relief. Jungkook was alive. But why did he leave? What really happened? HYB finally released a short statement. We have made contact with Jungkook. He is safe and currently taking time for himself. We ask for understanding and respect for his privacy during this period. But the next day, just as the world began to settle, came another shock that on the massive LED screen in Times Square, a 10-second clip played. No music, just Jungkook's face, staring straight ahead with hollow eyes, then slowly saying, "This is not the end. I just needed to breathe." No corporate logo, no label, no sponsors. But the clip repeated every hour throughout the day. Many believe this was Jungkook's personal statement, not as an idol, but as a human who wanted to be heard without having to shine, who wanted to be honest without having to please everyone. And maybe, just maybe, he wanted us to know, even someone as strong as Jungkook can feel exhausted. Days later, Taeyong was spotted again, this time at a small cafe in Hongdae. A journalist tried to approach, but Taeyong simply smiled and said, "He'll come back. But we need to learn how to wait, not pressure." Meanwhile, Jungkook's account remained silent. No stories, no new songs. But amid the silence, love poured in from every corner of the globe. Art, poetry, tribute videos, letters. Each one echoing the same message. "We're here when you're ready." This was not an ending. It was the beginning of a new chapter, written with tears, honesty, and unwavering love. Taeyong had shown the world that behind the spotlight, there are wounds. And speaking about them is not weakness, it is bravery. And Jungkook? He might not be back yet, but his voice has been heard, louder than anything he's ever sung. And now, the world is truly listening. Not as an idol performing under blinding lights, but as a human being who simply wanted to be heard when the world grew too loud to bear alone. But the story doesn't end there, because what followed made everything feel even more real, more moving, and more unforgettable. 3 days after Taeyong's emotional livestream, news of Jungkook's whereabouts came from the most unexpected place, Switzerland. An army from Lausanne posted a photo to the fan community, showing a tall figure in a black hoodie, sitting quietly by Lake Leman. No cameras, no manager, just him, and the peace he hadn't found in years. "I didn't want to bother him," the fan wrote. "I just sat far enough and cried silently. Because I knew he needed silence. And I knew he saw me. But he didn't run. He just smiled so slightly. But it was enough." The post spread like wildfire. Hashtag Jungkook in Swiss trended within minutes. And just when the world tried to dig deeper, chase harder, Jimin appeared at Incheon airport. Alone. No manager. Small suitcase in hand. When the media asked where he was going, Jimin simply said, "I'm going to find someone who should never have been left alone." In that moment, cheers from armies echoed around the world. Jimin flew to Switzerland that very night. And on the 4th day of Jungkook's silence, tourists in the small town of Montreux spotted 2 young men sitting at a cafe near the mountains, one in a gray beanie, the other in a knitted blue hat. They sat quietly, barely talking. But eventually, they laughed. Softly, like 2 friends who had just set down a burden too heavy to carry alone. Photos of them spread. But this time, the fandom knew what to do. No one chased. No one shouted their names. Armies simply sent love and let them breathe. That on the 7th day, Jungkook uploaded a video to his personal account. No announcement. No caption. Just a 4-minute video titled "Breathe." In it, Jungkook sat in a simple room, likely a mountain inn. He looked thinner, but his eyes weren't empty anymore. He began to speak, gently but firmly. "Hi, I know you've been waiting. Thank you for that."
They say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I did.